I've no excuse for my performance.
Wielders of the Devil's
Age
Claws.
must have dulled my combat skills more than I'd realized.
There's 3,000 gold here, what the heck? All right, that got a little dicey at the very end, but you know, we still managed. That fight was super easy until it did the confusion thing. That's a really annoying status effect. What else do I get for Jude here? What is this? Eh. Performing a taunt, eh. 10% dex could be nice. Let's work on that. Leia, you can get this dex 5% along with some extra agility. You did finish your second orb. Here, just take some strength. Again, we're so close to the end of the game now, I'm not really looking that closely at what we're getting with Lilium Orbs, especially because Lilium Orbs are only giving us like 2 GP a level up now. It'll start giving us 1 before much longer. Kamikiku, thank you for gifting a tier 1 sub. Greatly appreciated. Thank you for the support, man. Thank you, thank you. All right, now we need to go to Fezabel Marsh. We have a cutscene here, I believe.
It's difficult to believe this whole area used to be a dry wasteland.
We were taught a great tsunami did this 20 years ago. It was right when the former king of Azul was leading his army into battle against Rashagal. Wait, Rowan, you were a tactician in that battle, weren't you?
Yes, I was. It's hard to believe it's already been so long. This is the place where Princess Carrie died.
Princess Carrie?
Noctigal's younger sister. Rowan told me about her before. She was killed during the succession dispute between Noctigal and his brothers.
Even he wouldn't dare to defy her. If she was still alive, Rashagal's history would have turned out quite a bit differently.
She must have been a fearsome woman if she could keep Noctigal in check.
Quite the opposite. She was a gentle, easygoing soul. Noctigal was always at his kindest around her. But her gentle demeanor masked an indomitable spirit. The meek had no greater ally than her. She even chose to accompany the army as a medic, so that she could save as many lives as possible.
A princess working as a medic? She must have been one hell of a woman.
Unfortunately, her story did not end happily. Their brothers feared Noctigal would distinguish himself by leading Rashagal to victory. So instead, they revoked his authority to lead the army just before the battle began. In his place, they sent an incompetent buffoon of a general who squandered every advantage Rashagal had.
Why would they do that?
They must have feared Noctigal more than their own enemies. Just as Rashagal was facing defeat, the tsunami came and forced the remnants of both armies to retreat. But Princess Carrie's unit was among the unlucky ones that were caught in the wave. It was a grave error on my part. Amidst the confusion, I didn't notice that her unit was in the path of danger. If I had given her unit clearer orders, Carrie would still be alive.
Wait a minute. Were you two together?
We were worlds apart in both age and class, but we had pledged our futures to each other. Noctigal was the only one who approved of our union, but that's an old story, and one perhaps best forgotten.
Feel sad for my man Rowan now. Poor guy. That's rough, buddy. That's rough.
I've no excuse for my performance.
Yeah, no excuse for your performance. So now... I still don't understand how Leia got ahead in levels. I totally understand how Elise did, but I don't understand how Leia did. Now I think it's time we go back to whatchamacallit. Can I not fast travel directly to... Oh, triangle for Olympias. There we go. Now we go back to Trigleph. We have a lot of stuff to do over here, and the last 2 Devil's Beasts are over here. And actually, I think we're immediately going to have a cutscene right here Yeah, you. Well, I'm gonna wait on you for a second, actually.
Pop quiz! How many people do you think live in one of those giant houses in Trigleph?
Have you always liked pop quizzes this much? I've never noticed after all this time. Oh, I know. Did your love of pop quizzes awaken while I was dead?
She's always liked pop quizzes.
Oh.
It's Milla. Oh, there was another sub-event thing there. Oh, this isn't the way I thought it was. Excuse me, pardon me. We're gonna talk to you soon, don't worry. Oh no, we're gonna talk to you immediately because walking near you does this.
Excuse me, have you seen an elderly woman around here? I was out shopping with my mother, but we got separated. Her hair and eyes look just like mine.
Unfortunately, we don't know this city very well.
There you are, Lem. What are you doing here? What sort of child is still getting lost when she's 18 years old?
Me? You're the one who got lost. Did you forget where we were supposed to meet?
Oh, did I?
Honestly, I don't know how you keep a nursing job when you can't even stick to a simple schedule. It's nice to see that Olympians are as human as we are.
No kidding.
Carrie? Carrie, it's you. You're alive.
Wait, Noctigal's sister?
Oh, yes, my name is Carrie. But I'm afraid I don't know who you are.
You don't?
I'm sorry. I can't remember anything from my childhood. When I washed up on a beach here 20 years ago, all I could remember was my name.
Wait, do you know who my mother used to be?
No. I merely met her once before, when I was working with her husband.
Oh, are you in the military too?
Forgive me for not recognizing you. You meet so many people as a soldier's wife.
No apologies necessary. It was a long time ago. May I ask where your husband is?
He's away on an expedition right now. I haven't heard from him in a long time. But I'm not worried. Ever since he found me 20 years ago, Julius has never broken a promise he's made to me.
Mom, could you stop gushing to complete strangers?
Okay. But it is true, you know.
Come on, we need to get going. Nice meeting you all.
Hey,
When the schism was breached 20 years ago, the tsunami must have brought Carrie all the way here to Olympias.
Aren't you going to go after her?
I don't know what I would say to her after all these years. I don't even know how to feel about this.
That's rough, Rowan. That's rough, brother. Why does the skit always show it? It doesn't matter. It's the little sub-event skit that's like, hey, go over here for a sub-event. But why does it always happen right when I go through a new area?
I hope Lady Dressel is faring well.
Why not go to the manor and see?
Dressel must be worried sick about you.
Oh, worried about me? Oh my. I do hope she doesn't perceive me as being that old.
Yeah, so to finish the stuff about Noctigal's sister, we have to go back and see Dressel. But first, we got a lot of stuff to do in whatchamacallit here. In Olympias. Especially in Trigleph. I believe we need to speak with Balin again, because we also had a sub-event skit tell us about that earlier. What's up, bro?
I imagine you must know lots of embarrassing stories about Alvin.
I do. In fact, embarrassing stories might be the only Alvin stories I know.
this I gotta hear.
Shall I tell you one?
One more word and you're dead to me forever.
Well now, this is a conundrum. I know. How about a bet?
Truly an Olympian's answer to everything.
Now, Alfred, you know better than that. Gambling is a long and proud Olympian tradition. It has some bad points, but it has good ones too.
Would we be betting money?
Certainly not. We can choose to bet anything we like. For example, we could bet on whether or not you can find a light leaf clover. If you can, you win, and I'll air out some of Alfred's dirty laundry.
What's a light leaf clover?
It's a clover with golden leaves that grows on the sides of roads.
Olympians consider it a good luck charm. I've heard they once grew along Rasal High Road.
Then this should be a piece of cake. You got yourself a bet, buddy.
So betting is a hallowed Olympian tradition? I'm a little intrigued myself.
Okay, let's go check out Rusal High Road.
Hey, wait a minute. It's been ages since a lightleaf clover was seen on the high road, and some say they might be extinct.
Alfred, are you really going to waste my magnanimity?
This is why I hate gambling.
Nah. All right, and I think we have 2 cutscenes up on the 3rd floor.
Sounds like our best chance to find a lightleaf clover is on the Rusal High Road.
It's a clover with sun-colored leaves, right? Let the hunt begin.
Yeah, we'll get to it. Immediate cutscene? Oh, okay.
There was a family of cows beneath the tree at the top of the hill, with 1 bull and 2 sows. That's Muse's voice.
I thought Muse was with Gaius.
We should check inside.
No, wait. There's a human in there with her. We need to be careful.
When Billy found them, he said, "Hey, which one's the wife and which one's the mistress?" What kind of story is this? What are you doing?
Let's go. Where's Muse? I know she was here.
I don't know. Are you friends of hers? Did Muse leave already?
Are you okay?
You seem a little bit off, Granny.
Muse must have gone out the window.
Are you better now?
Yes, sweetheart. Thank you.
Your eyes.
I appreciate your concern, dear.
Can you see us?
I can sense you. I may be blind to light, but I've learned how to see other things.
I need to ask you something. I know Muse was here. What was she doing?
Before I answer, could you explain to me why you're so interested in her?
Well,
Milla is Muse's sister.
Elise.
Shh. Let's just make this easy for everyone, okay?
Muse's sister?
Yes.
Very well, since it sounds like you don't mean Muse any harm. I first met her 5 years ago when my daughter and I were involved in a terrible accident. Muse happened to be there, and she saved my life. Unfortunately, my daughter was not so lucky.
She saved your life?
She told me she only did it on a whim. But even though I had survived, I had lost my will to live. My beloved daughter, who had read to me every day, was gone. But one day, I asked Muse if she would read to me instead.
And she said yes?
She did, but I could tell that she hated it at first. Just another of her whims, I suppose.
No way.
I can't believe it.
She is a very kind girl, you know. And a little bit timid, but I suppose that's true of most girls her age. I'm sure you have your reasons for chasing her. I certainly won't try to stop you. But if I may, I'd ask that you please try not to hurt her.
Milla?
I understand how you feel.
Good. That's wonderful.
Why are you smiling?
I'm just relieved to hear that.
Interesting little sub-event. Seeing that Muse interacted with some people outside of, just blowing stuff up when Maxwell told her to. I think we also have something in here.
I've got to find a way to push the Otherworld reactor plan forward.
Were you involved in the plan's creation?
And who might you all be?
Oh, we're from Rieze Max.
I'm a relative of Gilland Yulsevent. I was hoping you could educate this group about the Otherworld reactor plan.
You're with Gilland. Oh, I apologize for my rudeness. I work at the Department of Otherworld Affairs.
Figured it'd go smoother this way.
I presume your department deals with issues related to Rieze Maxia?
Correct. As you're no doubt aware, we Olympians have passed down legends of another world since antiquity.
Every kid knows the story of the spirit Maxwell and the utopia he created for his followers, Rieze Maxia. But from around the time I was born, scholars and politicians started taking that story seriously.
Correct. That was because we detected an unusual distortion in space. Our research suggested that vast amounts of energy could be circulating beyond the distortion. That discovery led to the creation of the Department of Otherworld Affairs' predecessor, the Next Gen Energy Bureau. They developed equipment to widen the distortion and study what was on the other side. Things were going well at first.
Then the equipment went haywire, and a passenger ship near the experimental site, the ESS Anithra, disappeared without a trace.
The incident 20 years ago.
Everyone thought the experiment had failed, but it hadn't. Several years later, we received a transmission straight from Gilland. He told us that he and the Zenithra had been sucked into the Otherworld, and that he had since created a device that could punch a hole through the spatial distortion.
And that he found a solution to Olympias's energy problems to boot.
That's right. His plan was to use the energy circulating throughout this other world as a reactor.
So what will happen to the people on that world?
Are you with the anti-governmentalists? Right now, the opposition party is using the issue of Otherworld people's rights as a shield to try and block the Otherworld reactor plan. Yet they have no alternative solution for our energy problem. Olympias has long since passed the point where we can solve our problems with idealistic jargon.
So you supported the Otherworld reactor plan, fully aware of the consequences.
You're damn right I did, and I continue to support it wholeheartedly.
Forget it, Milla. There's no point in trying to change his mind.
I know. My duty remains unchanged. Do everything I can to stop the plan from succeeding.
It do be that way. Alright, that's another one off the list. Now, we either go to Rusal High Road or we go to Helioborg, or Helioborg. I always pronounce it wrong. Let's go to the fortress first. Bum, bum, bum. I think we get a scene, like, right here, maybe? It says I just have to enter
no
the
excuse
fortress.
for my performance. Age must have dulled my combat skills more than I'd realized.
Yeah, I know. We're having a rough time with the Devil's Beasts. They're not exactly easy. Hold up. Do I need to step out of here? This is Torblin. Rusal is further on. And then step back in? Or maybe I need to step into the fortress proper right here for a cutscene.